We had a team of 100% young people.
And we put on a musical.
The White Rose.
I found out about the musical because a friend of mine, Ryan Rusconi, who was the writer and composer of the project, reached out to me and asked me, am I interested in the project? In which I said yes.
So I was contacted by Applecart Arts Theatre. They told me about this opportunity about being part of the Springboard Festival.
I found out about the musical because I was working with Ryan, the other writer, on some musical projects back in the day. We both played cello together.
I was contacted by Ryan. Initially, I feel like I came onto the project as a friend, but as I kind of got briefed about what it was about, I was very intrigued.
I saw it through Instagram because I knew two of the cast members.
I saw a call out on Instagram that had been sent to me by one of my friends.
Their passion contorted against our fellowship.
So from our prior performance R&D, I can confidently say that everyone can take something away from the musical.
There's a lot of musical theatre which is very much just, oh, we're here for the entertainment, forget your troubles, enjoy some singing and dancing, and just have a good time and then kind of forget all about it. And then there's plays, which can sometimes be very heavy and very dark and very serious. I think The White Rose is that nice middle ground.
3, 4. Yes, that's lovely.
The songs hit, it's emotional, but I think it's very worthwhile. It's quite cathartic to watch.
Thematically, it's very interesting. I haven't worked on something historical before. It was very educational. The story is quite powerful. It's quite riveting.
It's telling an important story that people don't actually really know about. It's supporting young creatives, it's supporting work by young people and allowing young people to have the opportunities to create things.
It was my first time running such an intense rehearsal room. That was a beautiful experience because I got to connect more with the actors rather than in screen. You can sometimes cheat things and cut the camera and work on it on the spot. We don't have that benefit, so I got to know the actors more, and we had time to play games and talk about ourselves and our own interests, so you can just create that important connection.
I think naturally with everything you need to have some sort of like connection to it, so you can tell it with emotion and so you can care. I think for me, the connection came from seeing how many people were working on it and seeing how everyone was inputting aspects of themselves into it.
Slow down the pace a little bit.
Yeah.
To make
There's a lot of fire within young actors and young creatives that if they didn't care about the project, it wouldn't happen. And I definitely felt that from working on The White Rose, every single person was in it because they wanted to. There was so much enjoyment in it.
The collaborative process is actually really good. It's been my favourite one that I worked on so far. When writing the draft, there was so much support from the production team.
Well, I mean, it's brilliant working with young people because everyone wants to learn, everyone wants to listen to each other. No one is completely fixed in their idea. Everyone is always very open to hearing what everyone else has to say, and it means that you do get a really collaborative group.
So working with a team of 100% young people was very inspiring because I got to see everyone's kind of passion, everyone's kind of creative workflow, and it inspired me.
I felt like everyone felt responsible for each other. I couldn't really see anyone like dropping out or just not putting in their all. When times were difficult, I was very motivated because I was like, we're young people trying to make something happen. Like at the end of the day, we're gonna do it regardless. So I always knew it was gonna happen.
I had doubts that we would get the day done, but I never had doubts we'd get the project done. I feel like we were always going to get the project done. The team was too tenacious. We put all our time and effort into this, and it was just straight passion. So even though maybe a day wasn't successful, I knew the end goal would be. So no doubts at all in terms of the final project.
It's the unique challenge of working on a new show, especially when you've got the writer in the room, because it's working out, what works with the score, what needs to change.
perfect. And in that pause, you're gonna have the writer.
There were definitely points where I had concerns when we were getting towards the end and we didn't have everyone in all the rehearsals. People didn't know their lines, certain songs just weren't clicking.
The funny part about being young when we're young is like the corners we have to cut and just how hard it is in this economical times we're in. So I don't know, something I found funny was just the table under the chairs that we used that we got from IKEA.
We were building the table and chairs for the set, and we'd all come in like ready to play our instruments, and then we were just building tables and chairs. And we were like so pleased with ourselves when we'd done it, and it took us ages because there was no instructions. And then at the end, we realised that the chair didn't actually work, and then we had to blue tack it together. That was amusing.
We had a lot of times where we messed up, but that was funny, and we got our stuff together and we just kept on pushing. One of the times I think straight off the bat would be when me and the composer and writer Ryan had to grab the kit that we had, and naturally to not having a lot of financial backing on that at all, we had to transport the kit ourselves, and we're based in North, so we had to trek all the way to East London.
Be creative, they said. It'll be fun, they said. But look at him over there, struggling to walk. It's alright, the big break's coming, guys. It's coming.
So the way you can support us is financially. I think that's the most basic one. We do need to pay for costumes, for sets, we need to pay for people's times, for the tech runs, for the performance space. Whether that be a small donation, it can also be marketing. Marketing is very important. Share our posts, like, comment. Another useful way that people can support us is by giving us their knowledge, essentially like masterclasses, tutorship, workshops. Even if they're able to come in and kind of give us advice, that would be extremely beneficial. We have a lot to learn and we're willing to learn.
Feedback is really valuable, especially when people are trying things out and they're testing out ideas.
Any guidance from any other, professionals out in the industry that can have a look at the show and say, actually, this is what works, and actually, you might want to look at this again.
Not just industry people coming in. I love hearing what first-time theatre goers thought of something, or I love to hear what people who they may not necessarily be following a social media account that posts about theatre, but if you saw this post, did it speak to you? Did it tell a story? Did it intrigue you?
Yeah, you can support us in numerous ways. You can come down, buy a ticket. We've got an Interfuse International Festival, so come down, see part 2. It's going to be bigger, it's going to be different, and it's just going to be something that's going to make you think about yourself and how you go about your day-to-day life. You can also follow us on social media, White Rose got the musical, where you can see the behind the scenes, get a sneak peek of how the crew works, how we operate, and also just the magic that happens.